How to deal with anxiety? It's a question a lot of people ask. There's not a lot of clarity. There's a lot of prescriptions out there. There's alcohol that can help. But ultimately, how do you deal with it in a natural way? And to dissect this, we have to go back and we have to look at ancient history. And I'm not talking about like Romans or Greeks. I'm talking about like Neanderthal and pre-Neanderthal. As in, why does anxiety exist? Why do our minds have that? Why are we evolved to have this feeling? And it goes back to when the Neanderthals, or whatever you want to call them, Homo sapiens, whatever, when they saw a predator or they saw something that would eat them, they needed to run from it. If they didn't, they wouldn't survive. So this caused all the animals, or all the Neanderthals who were able to run and survive, they produced offspring, and then we evolved to have those traits. So to continue, your blood pressure rises, you get the fight or flight response, what have you. We all know this, right? But what happens in the brain is they're saying, okay, since I'm running from this, I should become more anxious about it. So what you actually end up doing is everything you run from becomes more dangerous to your brain. So now we extrapolate this and take it to a modern day society. Every time you don't talk to that girl, every time you stay in bed, every time you don't do the thing you know you're supposed to, you're going to be more scared of it, and it's going to be that much harder to do it the next time. So using this knowledge in modern day society, you have to now understand that that's why your brain's telling you that, because you think it's dangerous based off what you previously experienced. But you have to understand that, hey, I'm not gonna die, I'm gonna survive more than likely, and you just have to do it. And so it's a tough answer, and one that not a lot of people are going to like, but it's the truth. I'm not gonna be inauthentic. As I've said in the past, I'm gonna tell you like it is, and that's how it is. You have to attack life every day, or else life will attack you. And so every time you run from something, the more anxious and the less you're going to want to do it the next time. It's just biology, it's just evolution, it's just how we are, it's just our nature, and you can either complain about it or attack it. So there you go. This is really funny. Ready? Team final business plan, 130 at 200. Now, if we extrapolate this, if we calculate it, 65%. Not good, right? Failure, some would say. But I tend to look at failures as learning experiences. Now, I'm not saying I put a lot of effort into it. I am saying that it's funny that I got this grade in an entrepreneurship class when what's going to happen when time catches up. I just think that's interesting. So, thought I'd share it. You know, I want this to be as authentic as possible. So for that, I need to show the entirety of the experience. I need to show the downs, the lows. And today was an interesting day. Not necessarily output caused it, but just my thoughts. And, I was kind of doubting, not that I could achieve my goals, surprisingly, but whether they were worth it. And that's an interesting thing to doubt. So sometimes you just need to take a step back, recalibrate, focus on why you're doing what you're doing, and continue at it. Understand that these ripples are all a part of the process. So, yeah. While I'm here, let's go over short form content and why it's not bad. So, if you think about short form content And the reasons people complain about it is that it reduces their attention span, and that it's stuff that doesn't help them or doesn't go along with their goals or what they're trying to achieve, and kind of distracts them. But what they don't really understand is they use your data to give you videos that they think you'll like the most. So they're just using your data, which you can change, and by changing your data you'll get different videos. All they want to do is keep you on the app. So people have these conspiracy theories about China and what they're trying to do to Americans, and maybe it's true, maybe it's not. Think in terms of probabilities, right? But ultimately, how can you control it? My For You page, when I used to have TikTok, was incredible. It was all motivational, it was all entrepreneurial. It was decreasing my attention span. I was losing the ability to focus on the things that I really cared about, and I didn't think it was really serving me. So I did delete it, but I'm just making the point that, problem isn't the app. So if you're complaining about, getting a bunch of dancing videos or ASMR or whatever the new trend is nowadays, I'm not really in tune with it anymore. If you're complaining about the trend, well, they're using your data to give you the trend. So maybe you like it more than you're putting on. But you can change it, right? You have the power to change it, and you have the option. So it's up to you. Today's a new day. Yesterday was some much needed recalibration, but woke up this morning 4 a.m. as per usual, got after it. And I kind of started to understand why. My mind got to that point, and it's kind of a concept I learned from Jordan Peterson in his book 12 Rules for Life. Basically, it's the idea of the difference between chaos and order. So what I was doing is my morning routine was so ordered, so 4 a.m. up, hour and a half on the business, and then right after that little tiny break, and then right after that hour and a half on trading, and then straight into the run. And then when I got done with the run, then I would read right after, and then I would tan. And after I was done tanning, the problem was then the next step was visualization. And what happens with visualizing is you get put into a different state. And I haven't quite figured that out, but you get into a different state of mind, and then I went from that state of mind where I completely shifted from order to chaos, because now my day is no longer ordered. I had tasks I wanted to do, yes, like study for finals and stuff like that, but it was more chaotic, and I didn't really know, I didn't really have a set direction. So my mind went haywire. So I'm gonna change my process a little bit. Gonna try and move visualization to the end of the night, because it's right before your dream state. So I'll automatically be thinking about voice crack, what I want to pursue right before I go to bed. So I think it's a good idea, and I really like the morning routine I have right now, so I'm not going to change that. But yeah, still update. For further iteration on my goals, I had to understand that, hey, it's okay to want some of these things. It doesn't make you wrong that sometimes you fail, or sometimes you mess up, or it doesn't make me wrong to want money. That's just how humans are. That's how we are. We're wired that way. So I tried to rid myself of desires, and studying the ancient workings, and you can work towards that, and maybe that is I don't know, maybe that's the best way to live, or that's how I should live. But ultimately, I tried to break it down and what I really want out of life. What do I really want to gain? Because you work on longevity, you work on prolonging your life, but what do you actually want out of it? what would you do with those extra 10 years, right? Like, why do you even want it? And so I really tried to think about it, and you know what, at this point in my life, this may change, I'm not strapped down to my goals, but the main goal of my life at this point is going to be to enjoy existence. And I think when I look at it that way, I can then say, okay, yeah, I should probably spend time on my business every day, time trading every day, time running every day, because I like to ultimately be in an ordered system, and I enjoy existing that way. I enjoy attacking life and suffering in that way, because as I've kind of realized, I'm going to suffer regardless, so I might as well bring the suffering towards life and attack life. So I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. That's where I see it now. And so all my goals from that are going to be extrapolated from that. How can I enjoy existence? How can I suck the juice out of life the best way possible? And to me, to have the goal to just enjoy, it's great. So that's where I'm at.